Hello students, in today's session we will be seeing about the canning process. I am Ashwashri B, Assistant Professor from the Department of Food Technology, Hindustan College of Engineering and Technology, Coimbatore. The term canning refers to a process which involves heating the food products in a hermetically sealed container for a specific time at a specific temperature in order to eliminate the microbial pathogens and enzymes that can deteriorate the food during the storage period. And the credit for the invention of canning goes to Nicolas Appert, who is a French confectioner and after whose name the process of canning is also known as appertization. Coming to the methods of canning, the methods of canning depends upon the type of food that is being canned, and the food is divided into two categories. One is the acidic, high acidic foods, and the other one is low acidic foods. In case of high acidic foods, this will prevent the growth of the bacteria which that cannot be killed by the boiling process. So the foods with a pH of 4.6 or less allow the spores to grow, and if spores of Clostridium botulinum are allowed to go, it will definitely form toxins, and the consumption of those Clostridium botulinum toxin is really deadly. And the symptoms of the consumption of these toxins develop, or it will include a double or blurred vision, drooping eyelids, slurred speech, and etc. Coming to the low acid foods are which that can contain very little or no acid, and it have a pH of greater than 4.6. These are subjected to spoilage by all three groups of thermophilic and mesophilic putrefactive anaerobes that includes Clostridium botulinum. So foods like asparagus, beans, beets, carrots, meat, mushrooms, okra, all these foods comes under the low acid foods. In case of high acid foods, it includes pears, apricots, pickled beets, plums, cherries, tomato juice, and etc. Coming to the types of canning, here we have two types of canning. One is boiling water canning and the other one is pressure canning. In case of boiling water canning, this is done for high acidic foods where it will be processed at 212 Fahrenheit or 100 degrees Celsius. So here the water in the canner should be hot but not boiling before loading with the jars. And once the jars are placed, it should be covered by 1 to 2 inches of water for the full processing time, so that the food in the top of the jars and the jar closure will be thoroughly heated. The boiling water canner is used for the canning of fruits, tomatoes, foods with added vinegar, and fermented foods. So this includes foods like jam, butter, marmalades, conserves, and preserves are also processed in the water bath canner. Coming to the pressure canning process, so this is done for the low acid foods and the mixture of acid and low acid foods where around 240 degree Fahrenheit is used to prevent the development of Clostridium botulinum that causes the botulism. And in order to destroy the spore, a temperature above the boiling point must be used, which is created by added pressure if the spores are not destroyed, and they will germinate and produce toxins in the food when it is stored. Next, coming to the process of canning, this involves several steps, starting from the selection of your raw material, sorting and grading, washing, followed by peeling, cutting, and during the peeling process, coring will also be included, and followed by cutting, halving process, and next is blanching, filling of the products into the can, then exhausting, followed by sealing, that is the sealing process. Then the heat process will be applied, followed by cooling, and the processed can will be tested for any defects, followed by labeling, storing, and packaging. So we'll see in detail about each and every process. So starting with the selection of raw material, in case if you are going to can a fruit, the fruit has to be ripe, but it should be firm. evenly matured, free from blemishes, insect damage, and any other malformations. Followed by sorting and grading. This is done in order to ensure the removal of the inferior and damaged commodity. Next, coming to the washing process. So the commodity will be washed with water in order to remove the dust, dirt and adhering surface microflora. So the fruits or vegetables can be washed using mechanical washers, which involves agitating or tumbling, and also high pressure sprays can be used, but it should not cause any injury to the fruits. And the detergents are also frequently used with wash or rinse water, and the vegetables can be soaked in dilute solution of potassium permanganate or chlorine with 25 to 50 ppm for disinfection. Next, coming to the peeling process, uh, it includes the peeling, coring and pitting process, where the peeling can be done using mechanical or knife peeling, or a peeling by hand, abrasive peeling, flame peeling, or peeling by heat or hot water, flash steam peeling, or light peeling. All these types of peeling can be used in order to peel the fruits or vegetables. And next, coming to the cutting, halving or slicing process. After the peeling, the fruits are halved or cored either manually or mechanically. However, the peeled fruit should always be kept submerged in either water containing 1 to 2% salt solution or acid in order to avoid the enzymatic browning. Next, followed by cutting process, blanching occurs, where the treatment of fruit and vegetable with boiling water or steam for short periods followed by immediate cooling prior to canning is called as blanching. And this is done in order to inactivate the enzymes, to decrease the microbial load and to preheat the product before processing. And it also softens the tissue to facilitate compact packing in the can, and it also expels the intracellular gases in the raw fruit to prevent excessive pressure buildup in the container, and it also allows improved heat transfer during heat processing, and it can also reduce the internal can corrosion. But there are few fruits which cannot be blanched due to their delicate tissue structure, and these types of fruits can be treated with some chemicals to prevent the oxidative browning, where sulfate treatment can be done, or acids, antioxidants, sugars, salt, all these can be used in order to prevent the browning process. Next, after the blanching or the prevention of browning process, the food products or food commodity will be filled inside the cans. So here the tin cans will be used, where it will be washed in hot water or in steam jet to remove any adhering dust or foreign matter. Generally plain cans are used, however for colored fruits or plums or black grapes, strawberries and etc. lacquered cans are employed. So after the commodity filling, the syruping or brining process will be followed. So here the cans are filled with hot syrup, sugar syrup solution of 35 to 55 percentage for fruits, and with hot brine, that is the salt solution of 2 to 10 percentage concentration for the vegetables. So here the purpose of syruping or brining is to help in transfer of heat within the food pieces during processing, and it also improves the taste of the canned product, and it fill up the interspace between the fruit and vegetable in the can. So during this syruping or brining, the head space will be left of some 0.3 to 0.5 centimeter. Next, after the filling process, exhaustion will be done. So this exhaustion is done where all air from the contents in the can is removed. And the purpose of exhausting is to create a vacuum, so that it will also create an anaerobic environment that would inhibit the microbial spoilage. And the removal of air from the content also reduces the risk of corrosion and pinholing of the tin plate and discoloration of the can contents. And this exhausting helps in better retention of vitamin C. And coming to the methods of exhausting, heat or thermal exhausting can be done. Steam flow or steam vacuum closing can be done. and also mechanical vacuum sealing can be done. Next, coming to the sealing process, which is sealing or closing. Immediately after the exhausting process, the cans are sealed by using a double seamer, where this double sealing is a two-step operation, where in the first operation the can lid is inserted on the can body hook by holding and rotating the lid in position can between two rollers. So this operation is called as clinching. And in the next step is to press the seam using second operation roller, which results in an appropriate overlap of the body hook and cover hook, which results in an appropriate countersink. And followed by sealing, heat processing will be occurring. So here the cans after sealing are immediately transferred to your heating retorts to achieve sterilization of the contents. So here the heat processing consists of heating cans to a predetermined time and temperature of heating to eliminate all possible microbial spoilage. But overcooking should be avoided, as the overcooking process can spoil the texture, flavor and appearance of the product. And generally all fruits and acid vegetables can be processed in boiling water, that is around 100 degrees Celsius, as the presence of acid retards the growth of bacteria and their spores. But for non-acidic vegetables that you expect except for tomato, it will be processed at higher temperatures of about 115 to 121 degrees Celsius under pressure. So coming to the processing methods, so this method differs with the kind of fruit and vegetables to be processed. The cans containing most fruit and acid vegetables will be heated in open cookers or continuous non-agitating cookers and continuous agitating cookers. Followed by cooling, the cans will be tested if any defects are present in the sealed and processed cans. Followed by the labeling and the labeling, storing and packaging process is done. So this is the process of canning, and coming to the conclusion part, the canning is an important and safe method of preservation if practiced properly. The canning process involves placing food in jars and heating the jars to a temperature to destroy the microorganisms that could be a health hazard or cause the food to spoil. And there are different methods of canning for fruits and vegetables. This heating also destroys the enzymes that may cause undesirable changes in the flavor, color and texture of the vegetable. And the air is driven from the jar during the heating, and it is cooled. A vacuum seal is formed. The vacuum seal prevents the air from getting back into the products, bringing it with microorganisms that would decontaminate the food products. Thank you.